Hey, this is Chris from Rekkid Talk. So this is going to be a contest entry for That Vinyl channel. Bozz is the guy who runs That Vinyl channel. And I know one of the things about him is I know he's a big fan of 7-inch 45 RPM records, and he has a lot of them. And it's something that he frequently shows in his videos. And I kind of like that as well. And so let's get into sort of what he wanted us to show. So one of his requests was to show the 15th album from the start of your collection and the 15th album from the end of your collection. He doesn't care what sort of physical format it is. So I'm not actually going with my physical arrangement. I'm going with my Discogs arrangement. So when we're at the, I'm sorting based on artists at the start. So punctuation comes first. So I have a Weird Al Yankovic single. That's the first thing because weird is in quotation marks. Then anything that starts with a number comes after that. Then, of course, A, B, C, and so on. Also, Discogs will alphabetize by first name rather than last name of artists. And so the 15th entry in my Discogs happens to be Aaron Lee Tazjian. So AA, Aaron. Of course, physically, I have it in the T section for Tazjian. This is the 2018 album, Karma for Cheap, on New West Records. And I know he's currently like a Nashville-based, East Nashville sort of guy. He's kind of like an indie folk, country rock, sort of like a more indie version of like a... There's a bit of Tom Petty, a bit of George Harrison in his music, but it's a little bit more indie than that. If those guys had been younger and had more of an indie sort of aesthetic to them. If not, Now When is a pretty cool song and some other good things. And I don't think I've ever shown this record before. And then when you're doing the 15th album from the end, so the oddity that happens there is when the artist name is in a non-Latin alphabet. So like Asian characters like Korean or Japanese or stuff that's in Greek letters or Cyrillic letters, that's going to come after the Z's in your collection. So I had some of those, but we did get into the Z's. And I'm going to say Z because this is a 7-inch from Australia. The artist is called Zero Dent. So the single, they're from the FU Crew from 93. Soul Mender is the name of the A side. Overbite and This Time are on the other side. I bought this used. I didn't buy it from Almost Ready Records. And then on the it says blue vinyl. So let's see. It's a very, very, very dark blue. I would call it black vinyl that it came on. And I know Bozz likes his 7-inch record, so there's a 7-inch record for you. Just happened to come up when I was doing the sorting in Discogs. And then another question was to show your 6th most favorite band, artist, or group. Now, who really knows who their 6th favorite artist is off the top of your head, especially if you haven't actually made a ranking your top 10 artist video. And even if I did, I think besides for maybe the top 2 or 3, everything after that would be pretty fluid. I was thinking of using L7, a 7 rather than a 6. They're actually my 7th favorite band. So my 6th favorite band, at least for today, is going to be Sleater-Kinney. I do pretty much own all the Sleater-Kinney studio records. I'm showing One Beat from 2002, which happens to be their 6th record, and it happens to coincidentally be my favorite. So my 6th favorite artist, their 6th album, which is my favorite, Sleater-Kinney One Beat. Just Googling it before I made the video. Pitchfork is a good name. Pitchfork gave it a 9.1 out of 10. The fact that they and I rated highly is a coincidence. Pitchfork and me. There isn't actually a strong correlation between the Chris at Rekkid Talk and the Pitchfork ratings. Pitchfork. And so there you go, Bozz. Showed you a couple albums, one full-length album, one 7-inch, and then I showed you my 6th favorite band, which I decided was Sleater-Kinney. So there you go.